Proverbs 31 woman. This is what every Christian girl strives for. This is what every Christian man wants to marry. Who is the Proverbs 31 woman? It's very likely that the Proverbs 31 woman is Bathsheba. Because if King Lemuel is who Jewish scholars say he is, King Solomon, and this proverb was inspired by King Solomon's mother, then that means that Proverbs 31 was greatly inspired by Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, who we all know to be a great sinner, who we all know to be the one who committed adultery with King David. But
I would encourage you to go watch Dan McClellan's full breakdown on this, especially regarding ancient sexual relationships and how women did not have agency. But I want to point out two things. First is the Freudian slip this little boy has about how every Christian girl that every Christian man wants to marry. Very telling on your part, my good man. The other thing is Bathsheba was not an adulteress. She was sexually assaulted. Soldiers were sent from King David's home to snatch her from her house, bring her to the man who could execute her for rejecting him, who could execute her husband who was a soldier for rejecting him, and he assaulted her because women did not have agency in ancient cultures. She was not parading around naked in front of the palace trying to get his attention. He saw her in her house, took her from her house, and then had sex with her. That's how the Bible phrases it. He had sex with her. Even when the prophet Nathan came to confront King David, he compared Bathsheba to a ewe lamb that was stolen by a rich man from a poor man. She was innocent in this exchange. King David assaulted her and then murdered her husband, and yet he still gets to be the man after God's own heart. And that is reflected in how the modern day church treats abusers and women who are impacted by abuse. And it's partly because of rhetoric like this that claims that Bathsheba was an active participant in the act of adultery, which she was not. King David was neglecting his duty to lead his men in battle and took one of their wives from her home. She was at home. He took her and then sexually assaulted her. This type of misogynist rhetoric has been used to demonize people who are victims of abuse as if it's somehow their fault. And it's also used to excuse grievous sin that causes grievous harm by saying, well, even David was a man after God's own heart, because I have heard that in the church, and they have used it to justify doing horrible sins against people, including assaulting children. So this line of rhetoric needs to end. Bathsheba was a victim of assault from King David.